just wanted to do a quick update video about why I haven't been posting very much. And if you see the camera moving around or screen shaking, whatever you want to say, once again, that's my cat. And if you hear weird background noises or meows, that's because she is very talkative. And if I just lock her out of here to try to prevent this, she'll howl because she likes being with me a lot. So it's just easier to kind of try to ignore it and put up with it. But anyway, so what happened was that my computer crashed. I have a MacBook, and during an update that I was trying to do, it just got stuck in like a permanent reboot cycle where it wouldn't do anything other than reboot constantly. So I had no choice but to take it in. And when they got it, they were like, this computer is completely fried. They weren't sure what happened either because there was no physical damage, there was no water damage. The computer was in very good condition. So their best theory was just that there might have been like a power surge or loss or something minor like that during the update cycle, which caused it to do what it did and basically crash. And they weren't able to recover any data whatsoever. They had to replace the entire motherboard, and I lost a lot of stuff that I was working on. Not just stuff for this channel, but like I had a final project for school that was lost that I had to completely do over. And this was my last class before I got my degree. So that was extremely infuriating. And then, I don't know how to explain this because maybe it's just me, but like, you ever have a situation where like something just goes so terribly wrong that for like weeks, you just like, you don't bother with it. You don't even try to fix it. You're just kind of like, I give up. And that was kind of my mentality on it. Is just like, it was the last thing I needed. And I just was like, I don't even know if I care because this is going to take a lot of fixing, which it did because I had to recover a lot of materials for a lot of things. And some of it I can't recover. Some of it's not replaceable. And I think I just came like overwhelmed with the whole situation of that. Like I lost all this stuff on this computer that I had been working on and doing for years. This includes like manuscripts and screenplays and things like that. And I realized that, well, I'm aware that even though I write these screenplays and I work on these manuscripts and I have these books published, it's not really going anywhere. And it probably never will, but that doesn't mean I want to lose all my data. And it doesn't mean I want to start everything over again. So recovering what I could was just like a nightmare. I had to get a lot of stuff from the cloud. I had to find if I happened to upload anything to another site and get that. It was just so much that I just kind of like shut down and I forgot about a lot of things, especially this channel, because as much as I appreciate the subscribers I do have, it's not a lot. So it kind of was like way on the back burner for me. Secondly, due to like a lot of circumstances beyond my control, I'm having like financial issues. And these are like just situations that are not predictable. How, shit happens and you just suddenly don't have the money that you need, or you have the money, but then you have to spend it all on that situation and then you don't have any money anymore. It's kind of like that. It's like that's going on with me currently. There is a lot of things like an emergency situation that I have to cover that I don't even really have money for, that I am desperately searching for help for and like trying to find payment plans and things like that. And this is like a big problem. And that's causing a lot of stress in my life. And as I said, there's not much I can do about it other than what I'm currently doing. And because I'm not in a position to beg for donations or anything like that or pick up extra work, it just is what it is. So a lot of my time and focus goes into that specific problem and trying to figure out how to, delegate my budget and make sure that I can cover everything so that it doesn't turn into a bigger problem than it already is. And that's also been a nightmare. Another thing is that my physical health has been an issue. I mentioned that in a video a long time ago, but as I said, I have an autoimmune disease. So there are good days and there are bad days. And thanks to all this stress, like having to replace my entire motherboard and this other situation that I'm part of, it is not helping with my symptoms that I would normally have. And when it comes to like pain management or getting proper medical care, doctors are not helpful because I am very restricted in the types of medications that I can take to no fault of my own. And a lot of medications that they have tried to prescribe me to allegedly help with my chronic agonizing pain haven't worked. The stuff that does work, they won't prescribe me. And it is just a vicious cycle of, a lot of times I'm just stuck laying in bed in pain, praying that it will stop soon enough that I can get on with my life. And this is happening more and more frequently because, you know, as I get older and everything, this disorder, it's not going to go away. It's really only going to get worse. So I have that to look forward to. And I'm pretty sure anybody who's watching this who hates me would think that it's karma and I deserve it. But it's just genetics, really, really bad genetics. So yeah, I have that whole situation going on, and I can't even begin to explain what it's like to live with such massive chronic pain that it changes your life forever and it makes everything impossible. Like everything I used to be able to do, I can't do anymore. And it has made me just like tired all the time and weak, and it's frustrating. And I've tried every treatment. I have tried every what's the word, when they send you to like functional medicine and they want you to like meditate and do essential oils and stuff like that. I've tried that too. I have tried things directly against medical advice. I have tried like crazy miracle cures that are like conspiracies. I have tried just about everything you can think of. And as I said, the one thing that actually helps my pain and helps control it is not being prescribed to me. So it's a frustrating situation. It's like where you can see the solution right in front of you, but you can't have it. It would be different if like nothing worked at all, or I didn't have the clarity of knowing this. But I do have the clarity of knowing this. I do have the clarity of knowing that there is a potential treatment, and it's being denied to me. So that kind of makes it all the more stressful when I'm in pain, because it's like, this could so easily be solved, but nobody wants to help me. So that kind of gets ridiculous. I do want to continue with my content here. Obviously, I really love horror movies, horror video games, books, like the whole entire horror genre. But I guess I run across the problem that like a lot of things that I want to talk about, they've already been said. I don't feel like I have unique content. I feel like I would just be repeating things other people have said, and then I would be like called out or said that I'm copying or something like that. I don't have the best or wittiest sense of humor when it comes to like commentary on horror movies, at least not to the level of some of the commentary channels that I watch and that I absolutely adore, but like I'll never be on that level. I don't know if the way I would choose to present things is like entertaining to literally anybody, because it just rants, and I feel like I'm kind of just shouting into the void, and there's like no chance of like getting seen or anything. And I do understand that like in part doing videos like this and like making commentary on horror movies and all that stuff, it should mostly be, you know, because I want to do it, which is true. It is something that I want to do. But on the other hand, when you make commentary, it's like you want other people to read it, and you want other people to watch it, and you want other people to like join in on the conversation. And if nobody's doing that, then it kind of feels like, why am I putting the effort into it in the first place? And I'm not discounting the comments that I do get, because I do appreciate that, but you know what I mean, right? It's like I would rather have more reach or engagement, and it doesn't seem like I'm interesting enough for that either. Plus, I probably have people actively working against me at this point, which is so ridiculous considering that I am such a nobody with a nothing channel. But these people are relentless and they have no lives, so what can I do about it? In the end, it's the same with my books. I have published books. I have sold close to 500 copies at this point, but that's basically nothing, and I acknowledge that. I'm not even really trying to brag or say that that's like, that makes me some sort of famous author. But like, I examine that, and I examine how my sales are doing, and the fact that I don't really have money for marketing. I don't have a huge audience. And then I just kind of wonder, you know, what's the point of that too? So I've not been writing as much, which bugs me, because I really do want to write. It's not lack of ideas. It's not lack of motivation, so to speak. It's more like, maybe motivation is the wrong word. I want to continue the stories that I am writing, and I even know where they're going. Like, I even know how all these things are supposed to end and what it's supposed to be. But much like with these videos that I'm doing, and what I'm talking about here is that, for me personally, I believe that it's called telling a story for a reason. I want other people to read the story. I want other people to engage and connect with it. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with people who don't feel that way, or people who only write for themselves, or people who don't care about their audience. I think that all forms of creation are valid. Like, if you just draw to draw and you don't want to be a professional artist, that's good. I think you should do that. And if you create music for the same reason, or write, or whatever, if you just do it for yourself and that makes you happy, I think you should do that. I am not even saying that's not being an artist. If anything, it's probably more of an artist than I am. But I also believe that when people create art, one of the main points of it is to express it to an audience. And some of us feel that with a lack of an audience, there's kind of no point in doing it. I'm not really asking to be like a multi-millionaire or something. It's just like, I wish I had a bigger audience to engage with, and that I found more success than I currently have. And I know that I can't do anything to overly promote this or advertise it, because if I go too hard on that and I go overboard with that, the people who are looking to destroy me, who still exist for some reason, will make sure that it doesn't matter, because I'll be canceled anyway. So I'm just in a limbo with like everything that I want to do, because, you know, I would like to keep making videos and I would like to keep doing what I do, but it's hard to see a point when I don't believe that like my commentary and stuff is super original, that I know a lot of my opinions are unpopular and people will attack me for them. And that even the stuff that I work really, really, really hard on, nobody pays attention to anyway. And if they happen to, I would probably be canceled because of this group of psychos that is after me constantly. And if they knew what pen name I wrote under, or where I was published, or anything like that, I'm sure they would launch a campaign to try to get me destroyed. So it's just a very catch-22 situation. It's wanting to create, and it's wanting to do all these things, and it's wanting to share different stories and commentary over different mediums, and knowing that it's pretty much pointless because my back's against the wall, and I have so many people rooting for my downfall who will definitely bring it if I expose that part of me, that I just have to sit here and do nothing. So as for the future here, I do intend to keep making videos. I don't know how often they will be posted. As I said before, most of them will be like horror commentary, like movies I like or didn't like, which people will get pretty sick of because I don't like a lot of horror movies. And I know some people have mentioned that they would like to see more stories about the Hannibal fandom or about Jennifer, which I probably could tell a lot more. In my original series, I left out a lot of detail because, well, the first time I put up my series, people tried to discredit me because I had too much detail, which I don't even get, because of the fact that you would think that people would want all the details in a story like this, but then you give too much detail and suddenly you're not credible anymore. So I don't understand that either. But I can do a few more videos on that, and I have a few more things that I can cover with that. I can talk about a few other experiences in the Hannibal fandom if people want to hear that. I don't know if people want to hear much about my really sad and boring life as it is. I recognize that, you know, I'm kind of in a place that's stale and it's not going anywhere, and I'm not going anywhere. So it's not as if I think I'm like some great genius that's being ignored. It's just, I know what reality is. So I guess like I'm just grappling with all of the realizations of what's happening and kind of stalled in my tracks because I don't know what to do next. All I can promise is to do my best and try to post regularly and keep up with the content. And if I'm unable to do that, I certainly apologize, but at least you know the reason why. That is if you actually made it this far into the video, which I kind of doubt most people did. But if you did, thank you for watching, and I hope you stick around for whatever future content may come out of it.